You're playing into the Jax, Sejuani. It's the safest pick. It's going to give you better engage. And the Sivir, I think, would have been a much better ban than the Draven here, honestly, because it's hard for T1, even with this Jax Sejuani, to get a Draven cash-in on early objectives. I think that one kind of missed the mark for me.
And we'll see whether they can mitigate carrier as well. Buster Shot can be a tool there, but let's jump onto the Rift here, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 1 of this best of 5.
Towards, you know, what is much of, in terms of our mid-pool, like 2 of the longest careers we have in the LCK right now.
Yeah.
And BDD, not always known for getting huge lane advantages, but with this Tristana here, he definitely has an opportunity to prove he can do it. Have a body slam to stop Counter-Strike engages. Zeus just stacking his passive early there and pushing through as there's level 3.
That's one way to get a cannon, as Faker is going to have to Shifting Sands to get himself the shield. And does mitigate a bit of the damage, but still, BDD just having a great time here, utilizing the knowledge of the turret aggro range very, very well. I thought he was very close to getting in range there, as Zeus going to get stunned up, and Cuz has a red buff, so Zeus going to have to get out of here.
Yeah, he should be okay, but let's see if Cuz flashes.
Whoa, he is going to flash in. Looks for Zeus here, and now that red buff is ticking down. Counter-Strike does come in, but another stun comes through, and BDD will spot out exactly what's going on here. Owner will move up, and Zeus is going to try and get over. Oh, the interrupt was so good out of Owner, but maybe he's going to give up his own life. He's going to have to flash now, as everyone's just piling in underneath this outer turret, and Keen is just pushing the wave, having a great time.
And it's one of those things where you watch the dominoes, you know that meme where the first domino goes down and it topples a huge domino? I mean, we're going to get into it in a moment. It's not over yet.
All right, Keen, let's see whether you can lock this one down. There's first blood. Owner now underneath the turret, an explosive charge. Going to be able to grab it. It's all too easy, and Lahens was there to pull the wave in mid.
Yeah,
that's the way to get 2,000 kills. Well,
yeah, it is.
Which could lead to each moment, and it all came off the back of mid-control, and Cuz being able to make sure Zeus was on the run, as Emperor's Divide is going to be thrown down here. Cuz, as I'm singing his praises, is going to get caught out by a line of Sand Soldiers. Will be taken down. T1 on the board. It's the right player to get ahead. Is here towards the bottom side. Lahens takes a full boomerang blade. Is going to have to back away, aiming as well, as these ricochets starting to hurt from Gumayusi.
Looks like he's going to think better of it here. I think this is probably the right call.
He's skating in. We're trying to kill him. Okay, there's on the hunt. Gumayusi is going to spell shield. He gets no value from it. Flashes out. There's a flash to follow. His aiming really wants to pick this one up. Not enough burst fire. And he will get out.
Now, aiming can't get to this fight still, though, so KT are going to have to win this one decisively.
Yeah, 4v4. Glacial Prison is going to connect as Lahens does get out of there. Carrier charms them up. As now BDD trying to get aggressive. Cuz dives in, finds 3 with the Magnastorm, but it's still Zeus that grabs one of the kills. BDD locks one down. Emperor's Divide is going to land as BDD is going to get out of it. There's the flash, avoids the grand entrance, and this Tristana is an absolute problem. Still, Carrier's going to kind of outplay him there a little bit, as the explosive charge ain't quite going to be enough. I still don't know whether he can get out, but he will.
Just barely enough mana there, so aiming fails to get the kill there onto Guma, does decide to ultimately go in with the Extendo Beam. Nice little tech there. The cast comes through as okay.
Faker, I think, may be dead, as Cuz is going to turn up as well. Okay. Faker's last auto attack there from BDD. That'll do it, and that will probably also get KT a Rift Herald, because even though we had a big old fight and there was some biffo there towards the top side.
Is just going to get caught here by a Hex flashing Lahens. Lahens just will make plays everywhere on the map. That's why he picked up MVP, and Faker with no defensive sums.
Take 2, as a Magnus Storm is going to be here, so it's 2 versus 1, so very different scenario, and aiming is going to collect himself his first kill.
Constantly finding picks, and T1 are just trying to farm. They're just trying to exist, and Cuz says no. Yeah. And he just walks left here. The Extendo Beam would have slowed him. Caught by the Magnet Storm. No outplay available. Nothing you can do as a Sivir here. There's nothing the spell shield that's going to save you. There's just too many things, and sets up body slams and stuff like that. The Crown, I feel like, is not super great here.
Well, we'll see how it does at this particular moment. Emperor's Divide is going to throw Cuz away. He's going to flash, and now Faker, he's looking for Cuz. The crash down is going to give him the shield, and now BDD is dancing after the rest of T1. A beautiful task, and Keen is going to deliver the board to aiming. He's going to collect that one, and they're not even able to trade for the turret because the teleport will immediately come down.
Yeah. I mean, I think the window is missed, let's just say, at this point.
I mean, if they're going for a... Okay, Gumayusi going to have the spell shield pop. Great Everfrost. Gumayusi is just dead. He's way too close to all the bad guys. And the cask, the free delivery, and now the back has to come through because I think it was just a long play carrier wanting to be able to fight.
Not in touch with the rest of his team, and if the long con play never executes, you know, we can't even give him credit for
Gleaming will steal.
I don't think so. They're like, they know he's gone too. They're like, he hasn't shown for a while. He might be lurking around. They've kind of searched for him a few times. Where is he?
I don't even know. Maybe he's now decided. Oh, there he is. We found him. We found Carrier. As Cuz going to dive on top of him. The Magnetstorm comes in. He battle dances to try and get himself out as aiming doesn't skate along enough of the wall.
I mean, unless he's AFK, KT realized, like, okay, he's back there hiding because he wasn't supporting Guma when we picked him mid.
All right, but finally it has actually paid off.
There you go.
As I guess it was Zeus in the end, but I mean, look, I don't know.
Let's call Carrier a bounty hunter, okay? Yeah. He was a bounty hunter. He was looking for that bounty. Tristana here, but I don't think you can start this Baron up without a pick yet at this point as KT Rolster here.
I mean, they're just their item lead is so massive with their 2-item spikes on both of these AD carries. They're going to start up a fight here as the hook is going to connect. Owner just explodes and BDD going to lock down that kill. And now, without a jungler, it's going to become a lot more difficult for T1 to do anything. Well, teleport is going to come in. Okay, there's the quickness into the backline. Emperor's Divide finds many as Keen's trying to get out of there. The Baron is going to be secured by Cuz as aiming ults, but he's 1 versus 3 is what it feels like. Now he's going to be able to skate his way out, and KT lose no one, get a Baron, and I guess it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's actually going to be fine here. Looked a little bit scary for just a moment there for KT, but they have successfully heisted this one away, and the Emperor's Divide
is now Infernal Soul on the table for KT. They have so much more money. Zeus does have a flank angle, but let's see whether the smite is going to be good. It's a Narnian Glacial Prison, but can they actually win the team fight? There's the Magnetstorm. T1 looking for a battle instead of the Dragon, but they've already lost their jungler and their support. Emperor's Divide connects, but it's only really onto Lahens, who's going to find a stun onto Gumayushi and shuts him down, aiming, grabbing a bunch of kills, walks away with full health. And I think they can get a Drake if they want to, or they can win the game.
Yeah, they lost interest in the Drake real quickly with how quickly they were able to dispatch of T1 here. And at 24 minutes, they are going to push down this mid inhibitor here. Teleport to mid means they're looking to end here. And even with relatively low death timers here this early in the game, they have so much money. 3 items area here. That's going to make these turrets disappear. You've got a Tristana as well. Unfortunately, she's not here for the push. But, I mean, this is just so much damage.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to be able to stop this. Great little stun from Cuz, as well as Keen is just belly bopping this Nexus. A few more kills to pad the stats. Aiming grabs himself a double. And T1 have respawned, but their Nexus will not. Game 1 goes to KT in pretty commanding fashion.
Yeah. You have a shoddy early game as T1. You can win it if they push a bad Baron. KT, they're going to push those leads so hard, you're never going to get a second chance.
And this is the big problem. That damage number towards the top of your screen there. Zeus was entirely shut down this game. He was played through in every game that we saw yesterday.
It'll just be the Aphelios here in this scaling draft. Wouldn't mind it. Doesn't feel great, but it's, I think, the best fit.
Thankfully, it is the Varus instead, although it is probably the lethality variety, so it does feel a little bit like there's a, I guess, use by date on a composition that does have a Varus.
The best pick here, I think, would have been the Ezreal for aiming. Obviously, it's one of his best champions, but that one was banned away. And there isn't really a great champion here that is going to allow you to escape.
Solid draft, you know, the top side very, very strong. Feels like a similar version to what we saw from T1 in Game 1. See how it works out on the other side.
I think there's no world in which when we tick over to 20 minutes in this game and Baron spawns, we don't know who's winning this game. I just don't see it being a close one just because of how these comps operate against each other. Is level 1?
Yeah, it's pretty volatile as Hook is going to land max range as the Zenith Blade is going to miss. Aiming's flashing away though as Gumayushi's flashing after him. There's an early cash-in, Wolf, and you are asking when we were going to know. I don't know whether we know exactly just yet, but it's a pretty good start for T1.
Draven's damage, his early stats are quite strong. Even at level 1, if he can get into range to hit somebody, he will. And now a flash is burned here.
And Ignite is going to be used here to make sure that Keen gets out of the lane. In the olden days, that would have also given you some extra AD and AP, but not anymore.
As Owner at level 3.
Yeah, he is going to bounce on over. Does have the health advantage here as Cuz going to be tagged with the Duskbringer. No smite to come through, and only going to get slowed down, but is going to be able to steal away the camp. Really nicely done, just brute forcing his way in. As Keen, yeah, he's really on struggle street right now, not wanting to back just yet, and can at least.
And this is what you need to do with Ignite because you don't have teleport yourself, but it's a favorable matchup in the early game.
Ooh, Cuz is going to get spotted here by Una. It is towards the top side. There's the flash forward. And Cuz, I don't know whether he's going to be able to make it out of this one. He's not. No Arctic Assault available. And he is just going to die. That is a second kill as even Zeus is getting ahead. And man, the 3-0 predictors starting to feel a little bit worried in this game.
The early game for this, as you mentioned, the Renekton win rate, 15-1, only the one loss.
Whoa, that's a flash forward as Stand Aside does come through. Fair bit of value there as once again, Lehens doesn't find a lot of joy with his Zenith Blade. Still, it is going to be a slight advantage there from KT. Sork shoes and just such pain. As the hook is going to connect. Carrier, I'm not sure about that one. As the Ignite is going to tick down. There's the Permafrost. He does get within turret range as Gumayusi taking a lot of damage. As piercing arrow, and Gumayushi's still going to be all right.
Man, aiming, playing with fire on this Varus, but will push him out ultimately. Does not get punished there. Mid.
Faker is in a lot of trouble, but Keen is also in a ridiculous amount of trouble. Zeus going to have to flash to get out of that last turret shot, but still, look at that minion wave.
I mean, Keen's out of this game, and Equalizer's back up. Keen is not safe.
Yeah, they pinged it. They know that this is probably happening, as Keen is already Dominus. And there's the paranoia. He dives forward. He's trying to get the stuns in, but it just does not work.
Another wave denied. Multiple waves denied. Another cannon going down here. Zeus just putting flames on it, saying, look at all the gold burning up. And every single Equalizer getting value here for Zeus, his first two. This is just a heavy commitment now to try to get some of that bounty gold and try to get some plates here, but it's really risky for KT, but I mean, I guess you got to try something.
Yeah, they do manage to find the Glacial Prison. Zenith Blade connects this time, and Zeus could be going down. He has, oh, the Ignite! It's ticking, but he's not going to fall.
I think you got to double down on this, or it's going to be a disaster. Keria has ult. He's wrapping around.
And now it's their turn to try and deny this wave. There's the flash forward from Keen. They don't find the stun, though. Zeus is still here, still alive.
That's dead.
And BDD's going to move over. Carrier is just going to solo out the Leona, as Lehens not having a great time. Cuz getting low as Faker moves on in. Nico not quite going to be able to find it here as he turns into a minion. Cuz moves in. There's the Pop Blossom, finds two! And Zeus is going to find the Harpoon. He still has basically zero health. Faker's going to flash away, and there's at least a kill to go over to PDD.
I mean, Keen's chasing Faker down. He's like, why won't he die? Oh, right, I've only got a longsword in my inventory. I've got nothing. I have no stats. But he will lose all of those minions. Can't clear them all. And then here, he does very little damage. They layer the CC beautifully, but Zeus just gets the shield here, turns around. Then they're like deciding, do we actually fight this one out? He plays respectfully here. And then Lehens, of course, is going to lose this 1v1 down a level. Doesn't have ult. Keria can ignite him to death.
But now T1 able to use that priority to move towards this Drake pit as there's a nice hook onto Lehens. He does have Eclipse, and he's going to go aggressively. Finds himself a stun onto Gumayusi. He's now going to chase down the Leona. Turns his attention now as the Emperor's Divide is going to get spell shielded beautifully. BDD makes his way out, but it's not going to be enough. And Keen kind of wishes he had more than $50 in his bank account.
The greatest player of all time will just be like, I don't know where he is. Maybe I'll walk through.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit hopeful to me, but T1 still not actually hard committing to a fight or anything like that. Just kind of casually taking this objective.
All right, they're going to look for Gumayusi. There's the paranoia as they look to kill him. They will be able to take him down. And now it could be another one as Ona's going to explode. It's a double for aiming.
And you know what? Maybe he was just looking for Guma to come back to mid and catch that wave. He wasn't looking for Faker, and he found the kill he was looking for.
No, not quite. Could potentially try and freeze a wave or two, but here it is.
Look at the extended range here that he engages from through the Raptor pit. I did not see that one coming. And he goes right onto Guma as the wave crashes. That was about as hard forced as you could make it, but it is successful this time. This turret is going to disappear. Yeah. And fighting for this Drake, this soul point, is just not realistic for KT. They have no control whatsoever. Faker is holding the choke point with his Pop Blossom.
And opening up the map just becomes so hard as, okay, Solar Flare connects onto Gumayusi, but not too much more is going to happen. Carrier takes a piercing arrow, and that is about it. Collector done for Gumayusi as well.
And he's just going to pick up bounty gold. He's fine.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get it. And there we go. Not even having to deal with the backdoor bonus or anything like that. And so Keen gets the local gold here as well. Actually kind of big. He's probably dead as the ward comes down. There's Paranoia. And he presses Dominus and stuff like that. But
he's not worth money. It's okay, right?
Yeah, they're going to give the kill to Zeus as well. Oh my goodness. That is absurd. It's okay. Faker might be traded for here. As Pop Blossom comes in, doesn't find anything, and BDD is going to be able to lock that one down. So a 1-for-1 handbag for Nico. You can see T1 set up on flanks in multiple areas as Cuz actually in the lead. The equalizer is not exactly fantastic, but the depth charge is. There's a Pop Blossom as well. The Emperor's Divide finds 4, but it's the Azir just popped like a balloon. Decent damage there as Carrier's going to go down. They get the Rumble. Keen is going to die. The cash-in comes through for Gumayusi. But I don't think they're going back to the Baron right now because it was a 2-for-2. It's Cloud Soul, though, that's going to be available in 20 seconds' time. And T1, they can move over and collect that. That makes map control much better as Faker comes in. They get the stopwatch out of aiming. And BDD goes golden as well. Can they actually mitigate this as the Paranoia dives into the backline? Ona has to flash away, though. It's a bit split, but the equalizer is decent. Keen dashing forward, trying to find Gumayusi. The Permafrost comes in. Can they kill him? No, they can't. As Gumayushi's free hitting, it's a triple kill. And BDD is burning. Aiming, trying to get them low, but T1, even with their low health bars, they're heading towards the Baron.
This is the top lane experience. I'm telling you, Keen is just like, all right, well, I guess I'll get bounty gold for my team if they're grouping. That's all you can do in these situations sometimes. He is going to pick it up.
Yeah, Equalizer comes down just to try and guarantee this turret. There's the flash, 3-man Pop Blossom. Empress Divide comes in, but it does absolutely nothing. It's a double for Goomer as well. And they're going to continue pushing here towards this inhibitor turret. I don't think T1 are going to stop. As Carrier tanks it up initially, and they are now going to break open the base. T1, they are fed up. They do not want to give KT any opportunities back into this one, and they will not. They could even keep pushing here and look for a Nexus turret as Keen. He's pressed the Dominus button. Can they actually do anything, though, as he's slice and dice, and now he's dead. Cuz trying to find something if he can, but the Nexus turrets are falling. A hook is going to connect there as Cuz is just going to get whittled down. Gumayusi just too massive on this Draven. They will be able to take the Nexus and even out the series.
Well, the crowd is against them, and they have now been absolutely destroyed in a second game where they were practically humiliated.
Yeah, no, that was just ridiculous. And honestly, it felt like this game was pretty much over from 5 minutes.
It's going to be Ezreal Yuumi, like the old times.
Is it really?
Or it's going to be Galio.
Okay, the Ezreal Galio. Or Ezreal Nico. We're not entirely sure. Oh, Jax Fiora. That is one heck of a matchup if Zeus is going to opt into it. Like you said, could go back to the Rumble, but with the Azir, who does a lot of damage.
I love the GP, actually. Oh, the Jace top you mentioned. I mean, you need some sort of extra damage here, I think, in this composition. The Fiora isn't going to be it. The Renekton is going to be the middle ground here, and they're going to actually opt to the Cassandra. This pick I like the least, I think, of the ones that were...
But without that dominant top side of the map, unless Kane does something crazy. Let's jump out of the rift for Game 3.
Definitely a good shout-out, because Keria did pull it off a few times. It was the one of the picks that Faker liked to prioritize early, and then they would swap it as Lens. Trying to get his flash early here, but he's got a blast cone. He's not too worried. It's actually going to offer some damage.
Faker going to have to blast cone away. This is a bit awkward for the positioning of everyone right now. As there's a flash over from Carrier. They get Cuz into the pit. He's going to flash away as well. And there's a lot of things being used here. The puppy's getting upset. And I think in the end, everyone's just going to back away. BDD getting control of the mid lane.
A little bit of health advantage here in the jungle matchup going to KT. Cuz losing flash on an early game.
But he's also fantastic. Okay, Lehens is flashing as well. Owner is going to have to flash. And so Cuz complained to Lehens and said, my man, there's a flash advantage in the jungle. I don't like it. And Lehens is like, let me see what I can do. And he manages to alleviate it.
And this is just really great play from KT in the early game. The early game has been fantastic, and this is even with a Nocturne pick. The bot lane prio allows for plays like this to come through. The Galio, a little bit more agency than a lot of other supports that Ezreal plays with normally. Like the Yuumi, for example, is definitely not making plays like this. And he comes over here and takes a flash away. And now they've taken away some of the camps here, so Owner really feeling the hurt here early on.
Yeah, another Scuttle. Going to collect this one towards the top side, go to his Gromp, probably have that level 6. And yeah, the experience bar not quite there just yet, but He might even just move straight towards the Krugs. And yeah, the chickens are also coming on through here as there's the all-out from Zeus because he's in the area. And there he is, he flashes over, gets himself first blood on this Nocturne.
And control these choke points with the Maokai. KT should be very careful about trying to force this without their Nico being able to set up. They have no prio here in bottom side. So there's a bit of a clock ticking here. I think T1 should feel comfortable holding on.
Faker just doing a fair bit of damage, but there is the Justice Punch. They try to lock this one down. Pop Blossom's only onto 2. Faker keeps himself alive. Kerry is getting relatively late. He's in an awkward position. Keen gets on over and grabs the kill, though. Another all-out flies down, and Cuz is going to be dead. KT claim position of this Rift Herald pit. And we'll see whether they'll be able to get any more here. Saplings are going to be thrown in as Keen going to get headbutted out. One of the values of this Alistar is Keen dives back in once again. Lahens is dead, and they're just keeping them at arm's length. BDD can't lock anyone down.
Owner having a bit of a great time here with K'Sante. They're just winning this fight. Soul is going to be here in just a moment. Faker maybe overextended.
Yeah, Paranoia is available, and it's Cuz just walking at him. See whether the fear is actually going to come down. It doesn't, because the Shifting Sands is available. Still, T1 do get relatively split up. Still, they're able to collect themselves this dragon very comfortably. Cuz spell shields the Nature's Grasp, but one way or the other at this point in time. A Drake apiece, and it's a Cloud and an Ocean. As, all right, they're going to see whether they can grab an advantage here as the Paranoia comes in. Cuz tanks the entire culling. True Shot Barrage goes wide, and she's going to go golden. Okay, can they lock it down? Aiming does manage to get the kill as Cuz is looking to try and flash away. Lahens is pretty dangerous, but Zeus is moving in as well, and there's another kill. So congratulations, KT. You managed to kill Gumayusi, but you lost 3 in the process.
Oh, Guma played that so well, and T1 were ready for it, and KT. And with Zeus showing up, Cuz goes down too.
Well, now Faker is going to deliver Keen to his team. Let's see whether they can take him down. The Counter-Strike is a fair bit of value as Kerry is tanking up this turret. He tries to turn it with that last turret shot, but it's not going to work out. True Shot Barrage flying up, wants to try and find the cow, but it's not going to get there. Gonna just come over and grab control of this Rift Herald. Cuz is over the wall as there's the Nature's Grasp. They get the reset. As now T1 looking for an opportunity.
BDD just doesn't have great access to this fight. Zeus is zoning them out.
Lahens doesn't even have his ultimate. There's the Paranoia as KT want to try and stop T1 from being able to secure this eye, but Zeus can be able to move over and collect that if he would like to. Winds of War does absolutely nothing from this support Galio.
Very carefully here to grab this turret. Not much KT can do in response, especially with Owner here on the flank. And it is respected by KT Rolster. No one's going to get caught by this Maokai.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide going to push Keen underneath this turret as well. I don't think that there was turret aggro, so I'm not sure about the stopwatch, but yeah, you know. Sometimes you just want to break it as Carrier is jumping on over. There is no turret here, mind you. And so Keen deciding that he's going to need to try and turn this. There's a Paranoia as Keen moving towards this Sun Disc, and they realize that there's no Nocturne coming because he just wasn't in range. They tried to fake it out, and Keen now going to press that Counter-Strike button. Looks for a bit of a stun, but I mean, he was always going to die. And now a Baron is being started here by T1. They are wasting absolutely no time with this.
T1's macro on point again. And where is the entry point for BDD? He really needs to get in here. Yeah. He's on a flank potentially.
Does have a teleport available, but it's going to be very, very late, and he's quite far away as Aiming's trying to kite them as best he can. Nature's Grasp comes in. That's the Baron going to T1. Can they get out of here is the question. There's a flash Pop Blossom onto 2, but they're 2 pretty tanky boys as Zeus pulls Aiming out of this fight. He's going all out, and Aiming is trying to get this kill, but he's not even going to be able to. And BDD dies to Faker in the process. Cuz is flashing in, but it looks like it's out of frustration, and I think Carrier might die, but it takes them a while to even do that.
Oh man, Zeus is playing this game so beautifully, keeps aiming out of the fight, gets out perfectly with the flash. Some consider them as underdogs. I didn't really consider them underdogs against D+, but in this series they massively were. Is Pop Blossom?
Yeah, gonna land on a Faker, but otherwise BDD is just dead.
He's just dead. And going back to my point, I mean, T1 are showing up big, and we might have an upset on our hands here. I mean, 5,000 gold the lead here right now for T1. They look unstoppable. There's no entry point for BDD in these fights whatsoever. He tries for one there, but they are just too far behind, and KT is spent.
Well, True Shot Barrage is going to discover that this Baron is being taken. BDD going to get a bit of a snare onto Zeus. As Cuz dives in, he'll deliver a gargoyle as well as Keen wants to find a counter-strike. They get into the backline as Faker takes a fair bit of damage. He then dives forward. Gumayusi gets a double, and KT are too busy trying to deal with Zeus to be able to do anything about it. And Zeus might die. No, he's not. He's absolutely fine. Keen's going to be able to take down Faker, but not before getting a good old patented thumbs up. And T1 back on the Baron now, aiming, trying to get to work. Misses a whole bunch of
no
Qs.
way.
And if Zeus just comes over and kills him, that would be so very sad.
Oh my god.
He's going to do it.
Oh,
going to help out.
Oh man, I don't know if you recover from this, KT. I don't know if you're coming back. You got absolutely dunked on in game 2, and in game 3, the same is happening, but it's been more finesse from T1, not just an early lead with a Rumble taking a 2,000 gold lead at 8 minutes. T1 just absolutely dumpstering them here a little bit, I have to say, and this is not close. It's not close at all.
Well, it's not. There is still more to play for after this, but this is looking like T1 are turning this series on its head. A lot of low health bars, though, as T1 do get out of here. Sentinel going to turn up. There's the paranoia. BDD looking for that angle if he can find it. As there he goes, headbutt just to get rid of him. Carrier's going to go golden, and Taunt does come through onto Zeus, but he's so tanky. And the wallets are starting to really get heavy in this one. Ona dives forward. Oh my goodness, a passive getting him all of his health back. And Ezreal from back in the base is trying to help out with a true shot barrage that does absolutely nothing. 10,000 gold is going to be the lead. And T1 are just pushing for the victory.
He's picking up a death cap, but he's not going to get to use it. He is not getting any big pop blossoms this game. Excuse me.
Pop blossoms.
Plop blossoms in this one. Unfortunately, T1 just dominating here. Zeus.
The replays is we've got a big old flanking teleport here from Keen. One last ditch effort here for KT as they look to defend their last remaining Nexus turret. Keen's walking in. They're looking to get on top of Gumayusi as the Emperor's Divide is fantastic. That's going to keep them away from the President. Lahan's going to be taken down here as, once again, Carrier playing bouncer. Zeus doing the same thing. The Q3 is going to be fantastic. Faker picking up a bunch of kills. And yeah, Keen, you've got a really cool counter-strike, but I don't think it's going to be saving this game, aiming back onto the fountain. Gumayusi going to lock down that kill, and T1 will dominate KT in game number 3. Game 1, not close. Game 2, even not closer, but on the side of T1. And game 3 looks like the snowball.
It's not over yet, but we mentioned it. After game 2, hard to recover mentally. They go with the Ezreal pick here. Galio experiment for Lahens does fall flat on its face.
No switcheroos, and that is Samira locked in for Gumayusi. We're denied the Samira, which is a little bit sad, but at least the Rel is going to be in the game. Samira Alistair, though, is the OG combo.
Yeah, that's the OG one.
Just gives them so many opportunities. This is huge. See what happens here as we head towards game number 4. Whilst also hearing it live at the same time. As, all right, BDD going to be fighting with Faker here as the face gets more and more angry.
Not going to take the bait here and walk into Carrier's knockup. That would have been, thus far, successful. A little bit of a risk here for Faker is not going to pay off. And Atlas, I think there are, on both compositions, 2 carries, right? For KT, you have the Tristana and the Varus. Well, and on T1, you have, I mean, I guess you could arguably 3 carries, but 4. You have the Samira.
I'm going to go with 4.
In terms of damage output is really what I'm talking about, because obviously the combo can be good. Speaking of,
another hook going to come in, and there is the flash. As Lahan's going to have that one traded. It does kind of work out all right here for KT, but Lahan's losing so much health bar is a little bit dangerous. They hit level 2. It's a rough way to get there, but they do get there first.
They do.
Often it's picked to make sure that that Magnet Storm isn't going to be as dangerous as Cuz just decides to do a bit of a face plant. Sometimes you want to do that. As the ward goes in, doesn't actually make it over the wall, and so we'll now have to path all the way around. Owner is going to spot him out. And that's just a big old whoopsie, as Zeus going to look for that 3rd Q, I believe, did find a fair bit of the damage, as now Cuz is moving up over a ward here. Zeus knows exactly what's going on as he crashes down, does make it out this time. But still, Zeus going aggressive, and Cuz loses so much of his health bar, only going to be able to get a big old crash. alongside Zeus.
If he gets over the wall there, Zeus is under threat. Maybe he has to flash. His cuz is going to see this Drake being taken. Not going to be able to contest. He wants to.
He is just gone. Okay, Headbutt is going to get him out of there. That may have actually saved Cuz's life. He does have flash, of course, but doesn't have to use it because he's just ejected from the whole situation. And Keen going to be able to get a demolish and possibly even grab himself a plate here, as he decides not to farm up this wave underneath the turret, as that is a Dominus, as BDD's moving in. Zeus is just going to explode, and Keen just casually walking up to set up that first blood. And okay, Hook is going to connect here onto the level 5 Alistair, who is just dead. That is Aiming collecting his first kill of the game. Great setup from Lehens. Yeah, he's gone lethal tempo. This is on hit for the Varus. So Aiming's going to find a Chains of Corruption onto Gumayusi, who soaks a lot of damage, and he's feeling pretty comfortable, as that is a dead Crocodile that I'm observing, although Cuz going to move on over. BDD is in position, so it's a 2v2, but Faker's going to move on over as well. Crash down, and Cuz gets out of there.
And start this Herald up, but they did not have control of the zone whatsoever. Cuz now...
Whoa, Carrier.
Another planet.
Behind enemy lines. Yeah, exactly. BDD's going to move in, does get the Buster Shot onto 2, as Cuz is able to flash his way out. That is not going to get them anywhere near this, as Faker is now going to take some damage from BDD, but the explosive charge not quite going to be
All right, is the third time the charm, KT? Is the third time the charm?
I don't know. I think Shelly's just going to lose interest in this whole situation. As Aiming with 0 mana and a Gumayusi lurking in this brush. He's going to dash out. Does find the Blade Whirl onto Aiming. I think he's going to be able to get underneath the turret.
A bit of a gank up here.
Yeah.
Not going to overextend. But yeah, you mentioned the lethal tempo, and I think Aiming with this setup, this rune setup here, is going to be much more relevant than we were talking about.
Oh, there's a big old headbutt. Special delivery towards Owner is now Keen. Doesn't have flash because he can get the stun. Over the wall he goes with the dice, and the crash down is going to get Cuz out of there. Kind of beautifully played here as Faker taking a lot of damage. It is the real version, and he is going to get him out of there. So, does get that control ward into this pit. Piercing Arrow going to be available. Let's see whether he can get any good damages. Yeah, Owner going to get taken down, but that's a big pop blossom from Faker. But still, you can see that Aiming is free hitting. Carrier dives on top of him, and Gumayusi is already dead. The Drake secured by T1. It's another Cloud Soul, and now Faker is running for potential safety, but Aiming just greets him and says, nope. That is going to be the pickup on the kill on the mid laner. 3 kills.
Yeah. I'll take some money.
Yeah. Nice. And BDD smiling once again. They haven't been smiling so much in the last couple of games. Yeah, T1 do have the double Drakes stacked up, so that could give them a little bit of a buffer, not necessarily needing to worry about the same level of, okay, BDD's over the wall. Gumayusi going to get flashed on as he's just going to explode. That is going to be the reset, and BDD uses most of his health bar, but he's going to pick up the solo kill. Faker's fake version of Faker is going to be hooked by Lehens. And then we're going to go back to 4.
Yeah.
Just to double check that that was the correct answer.
I mean, this Fed Tristana is a big problem. Aiming also significantly ahead. Looking for this flank here. Might have a false sense of security. As BDD coming over.
That's going to be a big knock-up. Oh my goodness, just into the bouncy castle is Owner, and he's just going to get last hit by BDD. Carrier still lying in wait once again, as Faker's going to get flashed on them, wasting no time in this game. And I think KT have found their mojo again.
Yeah,
it took them a little while, but they have got it. As 16 minutes in, this is looking extremely dire.
Especially good at this as we're going to watch BDD. He has all of his abilities, of course. Rocket jumps over the wall, puts all that damage in to get the first explosion of the charge. Buster shot through and just...
See whether Cuz can actually steal this one away as Keen dives into that backline. There's a pop blossom, but it's only on to 1. The Drake loses interest, but KT are doing so much damage. No! It's Gumayusi trying to turn it on its head as Aiming wants to try and get away from this gigantic Aatrox, who says absolutely not. Flashes on top of him, and T1 have found the team fight. The flash out from Carrier. BDD trying to escape. Drake is taken by KT, but now T1 are closing in. They've lost no one just yet. And I think we may have called this one a little early as Keen dives in. Owner takes so much damage and is able to get the last stab on the Crocodile. BDD dives in, but it's another S rank picked up. And BDD is out of there. It's like, I guess this team's immortal.
Yeah, they just end up donating a teleport here. BDD was so close to getting the first reset and getting like a quadra kill here at 18 minutes, but it's not to be.
Edge of Night is done here for Zeus as well, who's lurking in that flank angle. Keen also over the wall is going to wander over this ward. As Gumayusi in the back of the pit. Carrier is going to get hooked by Lehens. They want that headbutt on cooldown before they go for any sort of engage. As Faker looking for an angle. There's a Pop Blossom onto 3. They dive into the back line and PDD just explodes. Lehens trying to get the work done, and it's actually a triple kill for Keen, who's the one that's saying, remember me now, Wolf. I think it's the top laner for KT as he's hunting them down. I thought that this was for sure going to be T1 taking the team fight, but this Crocodile has a much fuller wallet.
Oh man, the big wallet on that Croc. Zeus is going to get taken out here. They give the kill over to Aiming. It looks like Owner is going to be able to dodge his way out here, but this is going to be another Drake for KT. Plus, his AoE is super big here. And of course, with the empowered E, he's going to rip through those health bars insanely heavily. Actually uses the Q there as well to get a massive heal. And over here, Carrier looks like he's dead.
Yeah, he is very dead. He's going to get a pulverize. But my goodness, this is what happened. Like, they did exactly what T1 wanted to do, right? They got the 3-man Pop Blossom. It was massive. They all funnel in on top of PDD.
Zeus on the flank.
Oh, Owner, can he get in there? I don't think he's going to be able to, but can they actually win a fight afterwards? It's not a great Pop Blossom as now Zeus looking for that flank angle like you were talking about. He's found Aiming, but Aiming finds a stopwatch and Gumayusi dives in, gets the S rank. BDD's out of there. It's still BDD getting a kill up to the back end, and Zeus somehow falls down. Aiming is auto-attacking, and remember, this is an attack speed variety of the Varus, and he's kiting beautifully. Carrier has Blight stacked all over the place, but Aiming is not going to be able to get to him because the rest of his team will mop it up. And KT, man.
A little bit closer now. Felt massive, but T1 changing the narrative. Not in this game.
Faker marching in as the... Okay, never mind. Cuz is going to catch him out with a Magnet Storm. The tower is going to fall down first. Decent snare there as Cuz able to get himself out. And Keen, it seems like he's unkillable now, but Zeus, he's going to try and prove us wrong. His Edge of Night is going to get popped as this inhibitor in trouble. Big teleport angle as Faker is looking for it, but KT, they just back all the way out.
He has flash for the engage as well, but he's just a bit too far away. KT very aware of this possibility, now just going to chase down Zeus.
Yeah, Cuz is cantering on his pants right now, looking for the angle. And Zeus, he's got GA. This is actually massive. If they're able to catch him out, because it's a lot of resources that are then going to be used up. He's going to pop the World Ender. Is the rest of T1 going to be able to turn up in time is the question. As he's down to the GA now, and T1, they can't even get there. They can't even save him. Hook is going to come through, and Zeus will be taken down. A teleport now is what?
They're just going to try to end here. The rest of T1 caught in mid.
Yeah, I guess so. But PDD, he was like, maybe I could give you a GA back.
It's the same champion. He's he can't ult on people, but Lehens might be caught. I don't know about this.
Well, Cloud Rift is going to help him out there as they're going to go for the re-engage instead. BDD in great position as Keen is going to flash on top of Gumayusi. He's going to try and get out of there. The Pop Blossom's massive. Everyone is just bouncing around as BDD's going to get knocked up. Gumayusi gets the S rank, but immediately he's going to go down because it's a triple for BDD. Maybe the Quadra in the end, but no, it's Aiming that locks that one down. And cue the Silver Scrapes, Wolf. This one's going the distance.
This one's going the distance. Keen coming up big in lane, getting massive advantages, saving that one team fight that T1 had the perfect engage on, but it ultimately wasn't enough. The Samira not panning out this time around, and as you say, it's going to 5 again. Back to back, these two teams
relatively comfortably. I think so much about this 5th game is going to be how much homework has been done and how much understanding. We are gifted with a game 5.
And earned by both teams. T1, the underdogs, had to fight hard to come back as Lehens does hit 4,000 assists here, the 3rd player to do so here in the LCK. But T1 had to earn their way into this series. They were massive underdogs. Game 1, they got crushed. They bounced back with 2 dominant victories. And then KT has to fight to get the momentum back.
Pretty careful with this last lock-in. Could be an 80 carry, could be a mid laner, could be Yone.
Yeah,
Who knows?
There's a lot of options here. It's going to be the Draven.
All right, Aiming.
Emboldened here, and the games they have won with this Tristana have been around early skirmishes, primarily on those early Drakes and Rift Heralds, where BDD gets massive kills early. If Aiming picks up a stray kill there and gets a cash in, that MO is still going to hold true, but even stronger.
Yep, you also have the Maokai for all of that setup as well. Might be something that they can utilize. Let's jump into the Rift here for game number 5. Keen, the most games out of any top laner here in the LCK, 600 games. as he is 5th overall as well, only under BDD, Peanut, Faker, and Deft. Zeus is going to say congratulations and hit him a few times.
Yeah, we talked about this recently. KT, with this win, actually for the first time in Keen's career, he broke 50% win rate this year, which is insane, only in the summer season, despite having a pretty good season.
Back to the Keen point just momentarily, as I'm going to be interrupted. Lahen's going to have to flash away from this as aiming, chasing after Gumayusi and Keria. Just a little bit of an exchange, but what I was going to briefly mention is the fact that Keen is on the LCK All-Pro, but he's been there before, but never with his teammates. And now he's there with all of his teammates. And that says a lot for how that win rate has expanded.
We saw this last time.
Oh dear.
And here comes BDD.
Yeah, Owner is going to be here as well, but Counter-Strike does calm down. Keen's a little bit late to this as Cuz is going to flash away. BDD's now in trouble as Ace going to flash the jump, and Owner is looking for it, but BDD flashes away as well. Do we have any flashes left available? The answer is no from Owner. He used his earlier on, and first blood goes to KT, but damn, that was close.
It was so close. This game is going down to the wire, and it's just like game one, deja vu. The proxy comes through from Zeus. He does try to get a little bit greedy, spot out. His enemy is a jungler in the red buff area, and he's like, all right, maybe we can make something of this. But of course, BDD is headed up first. He had a little bit of extra lane prio there. He doesn't pick up the kill, but we'll get a bunch of assist gold. And that Renekton.
And Plate's being lapped up by the Draven. Lahen's in position as well. Voidseeker finds Cuz, but not Lahen's.
The Renekton pressure point allows him to delay. Oh, Faker.
Faker could be in a lot of trouble. There's the flash, the buster shot, and he gets the kill with the last auto. BDD with the solo in game 5.
And KT in a firm control of this game. Let's see if Keen can survive. This does have ult and flash.
Yeah, ult and flash up and available. He's going to press that Dominus now, but T1 are just piling in. That's going to be the crash down, and that should just be the kill, and it is.
Turning on its head here with finally T1 finding a cross map. But let's watch BDD here. Flash coming back online, and he thinks he has an angle here for the play. Stacks up this charge, flashes for the buster.
Is alongside him. There's the Glacial Prison. It's going to interrupt the back there from Keen, who's going to slice and dice and try to get within flash range, and does flash just about picture perfectly, but still it's not going to be enough as he's taken down underneath his inner turret. That's going to be traded for this outer in the bottom lane, but that ain't worth, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. This Renekton is actually starting to become a little bit of a handbag, and we've seen this before, not because Keen is playing as poorly.
Oh, not able to actually stop the back.
Yeah. All right, TP committed. This is a huge fight here for KT if they can get a cash in for aiming.
Yeah, this could be his opportunity. T1 as well, they find the flank angles. If they find the engage that they're looking for, it's very important. Now they have spotted the flank, doing their homework, trying to make sure that they can get rid of the Jax if he does come in. Nature's Grasp to come down. Shelly is going to get stolen by Owner, actually, and he collects the eye as BDD. He does have the jump now down, immediate buster shot to try and get him out of there. As the Whirling Death does a lot of damage. Zeus going to be taken down as now BDD diving on top of Gumayusi. That is a beautiful killer instinct to get him out of there. As T1, they are going to put down the Rift Herald, and now the Nature's Grasp is flying forward. Zeus looking for the angle onto aiming. He does have Cleanse. There's a Magnet Storm to dive into the backline. Great counter-strike there from Zeus as already the Crocodile is being taken down, but double 80 carries are wailing onto Zeus, who leap strikes his way out. The Dragon is forgotten, and now it's a 4 versus 5. And Zeus, he can go back, he can teleport back into the fight. The Emperor's Divide is massive. Aiming's going to flash immediately afterwards, though, as the Bramble Smash is good. Faker goes down, but aiming is going to fall, and the blades are not. They're going to remain blue, and most of them are in the river now as well. BDD does manage to take down Gumayusi, but he is going to have to vacate the area as Cuz gives himself up to try and save Lahen's. It's valiant, but it doesn't quite work, and BDD just teleports into the top lane. He'll try and take what he can.
Yeah, he's going to grab a turret and some minions here, but T1 will get the second, or rather the third Drake of the game here. They're first.
Yeah, exactly. The side lane threat is the hugest problem, and T1, they identified it. They made sure that they were in that top lane, getting Zeus ahead, even after things went wrong at level 1. Remember, like, KT had started off in a pretty good position as Cuz goes in. They think they may have caught out Owner, and maybe they just have as he flashes, tries to get out of the way. The Magnet Storm is just gorgeous as BDD gets rid of Keria, but it might be the cash-in for aiming. He does get it, but in the meantime,
it doesn't matter.
Gumayusi gets a cash-in of his own, and Zeus is just destroying the base. So grats aiming, you managed to get a bunch of money. T1 T1 are going to grab a Baron. They're going to grab bits of your base as well.
Gotta get Zeus here, maybe.
Oh dear. Lahen's going to try and turn it as best he can as aiming. Not sure what he can do here as they put up the Emperor's Divide. Keen gonna go golden. There's the flash out from aiming. He's trying to juggle these blades. And then goes Keen. He manages to find one, but it's a double for Faker.
It's an ace here, and T1 may have done it. Atlas, it was a close series.
They would prefer that stay up. It's not going to happen here as Owner may have been caught out of position yet again. Taking a little bit of damage here as Whirling Death does fly through, and Lahen's is the one credited with that one, but he's still going to go down. A 1-for-1, I guess the trade in favor of KT.
Yeah, I mean, Owner has gotten out of so many of these situations with his Aftershock. This time he's not going to. And they have the damage here, KT, to defend these Nexus turrets here, but ultimately still 2 inhibitors down.
BDD with his GA now complete. Aiming has his as well. But I don't know
Just pushing it.
Really going to mean as Cuz down to 50% once again. They look for an angle. Glacial Prison going to connect onto Keen. He's down to his GA as the Nature's Grasp comes in. Lahen's trying to get a lockdown as there is Faker going down. Emperor's Divide already come through, and look at the raid boss. Zeus is going to go golden with his Zhonya's is aiming. Still free hitting in this one, and BDD is still alive as well. It is a trade of 1-for-1 once again. That's precisely what is going to happen.
Look at Zeus. He's in the bot lane pushing it already.
Yeah, and there is the Glacial Prison once again. They just sweep the floor with him. Cuz is going to go down also. Aiming going to flash immediately. And 280 carries in a Crocodile. That is all KT has to try and stop at least Zeus, but also the rest of T1 from just destroying these Nexus turrets. And I think T1 may have done it once again. It's a 5-game series, and once again, they're the team that comes out on top. Unless that Whirling Death does way more than I expect, but it does not. Aiming's doing some damage here to Gumayushi, but the Nexus is the one that's going to go down, and T1, the underdogs from 5th place, now up against 1st place. They take the win and stay in the upper bracket of playoffs.
Thank you guys, this is Dear for the winner's interview translation. We are here joined by Zeus, Owner, Faker, Gumayushi, and Keria on the side of T1, who just advanced to the upper bracket with today's victory. Congratulations!
승리 진심으로 축하드립니다. 먼저 제우스 선수 오늘 퍼스트 탑 기인 선수와의
Zeus,
대결이었습니다.
you were against Keen, the first top, but it looks like you really showed up today. What was the most important aspect of today's top matchup?
아무래도 너무 잘하시는 탑라이너 분이라서 그냥
He's definitely a really good top laner. I feel like I didn't really have a leisure to focus on anything else, but I tried to focus on my own play the most. And you had a cool Prometheus-like Rumble play with you taking Ignite. You really added fire to fire. So were you thinking that taking Prio in lane would win you the game? Like the standard way to play Rumble is by taking TP.
그냥 저마rum블로 확실하게 하는 걸 많이 하더라고요. 그래서 그걸 보고 좀 영감을 받았던 것 같아요.
But I think I was inspired by watching other matches, other pro plays, and I saw how they were trying to dominate the lane with Ignite, so I think that's why I went with that today. And so whether it's Aatrox or Jax, you make these champions look broken. So what have you been doing differently to perfect your form? I've always been working really hard. I feel like everything I play also involves in my teammates having to play very well as well. So I think that's probably why it makes my champion look so good. And so if you win today, or if you win in the upper bracket this weekend, you will advance to the finals. What is your resolution?
참 좋습니다.
I'm honestly really glad for today's match. I wasn't expecting to get POG, but I'm very happy that I got it despite the mistakes that I made in the game. And although we beat KT, there are a lot of areas that we need to reinforce, so we'll make sure that we return stronger.
자, 이어서 우너 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다. 우너 선수, 정규
And
시즌
next up is
1위였던
Owner.
KT를 상대로 승리를 오늘 거두게 되셨습니다.
Owner, you defeated
마지막 보이스를
KT, the
들어보니까
first place
우리 왜
team in the regular
몰랐어?
season.
이렇게 이야기하시더라고요. 또 오늘
And we heard that
승리하셨는데
you were saying
기분이
in the voice comms at the very end, why did you pick us? So how do you feel? I honestly didn't think KT would pick us.
귀찮아져가지고 굉장히 이기고 싶은 마음이 커져가지고 무조건 이겨야 된다는 마인드로 왔는데 이렇게
So we all came here on the stage today thinking, yeah, we're definitely gonna crush them, and I'm really glad that we were able to reach that goal. And the opponent perma-banned your Otani's Poppy today, so how did that make you feel? I feel like KT had already put that into consideration because they like playing a lot of the jungle champions that are a little tough to play against Poppy. So I think we were pretty aware of that.
뭐 특별한 것보다는 그냥 뭐 우재랑은 아카데미 때부터 알았고 굉장히 많은
So
세월 동안
in
같이
regards
했기
to
때문에
my
그냥
synergy
자연스럽게
with
잘
Zeus,
흘러간 것
I feel like we have been
네,
playing
오랜
with each other for a long time, so it's just something that we kind of built up over time. That's probably why it looks like our synergy is really good.
각오 한 말씀 들려주시죠.
일단
And would you like to share any
이렇게 또
goals
지금 와주셔서
with your
너무나
fans?
큰 이제 응원 보내주셔서 너무 감사드리고 다음 경기 누구와
Just really grateful that you guys showed up here to support us, and regardless of who we're against next, I hope that we are ready for that, and we'll make sure to show you guys that we can win.
기아전에 이어서 오늘 KT전까지 이렇게 연전을 치르게 됐습니다.
And Baker, following the match with D plus Kia, T1 played a back-to-back match against KT today. So with minimal prep time, was there any pressure?
좀 걱정도 많이 했는데
Yeah, we lack experience in playing back-to-back,
실제로 좀 긍정적으로 많이
but we tried to stay optimistic, and we told ourselves that it would be a good experience.
면이 있었다라고 이야기해 주셨습니다. 다전제의 페이커 위험은 모든 팬분들이 또 알고 계신데요. 오늘 KT와의
And of course, many fans have faith in Faker of best of fives. So what did you think was the win con for today's best of five?
있어가지고 그런 부분들을 조금 조심을 했고 저희 네 그런 부분 조심하면서 플레이했습니다.
네. 패승승
I think we were
5세트 접전 끝에
more
승리를
aware
가져가게
of how the
되셨습니다.
opponent play and their play
있었다고
style, so we were just trying to watch out for that.
팀원들이 잘해줘서
So you came out on top with a close 5-game series. So what do you think secured the win in the last game? I think it's just because my teammates played really well.
구마유시 선수 몸이 식기 전에 한
And
번 더
Gumayu shi,
이렇게 어제 또
You
인터뷰에서
said, I'm ready to play another
자신감을
one while we're
KT가
warmed up.
지목했을
So,
때
and you
기분이
were full of
어떠셨나요?
confidence in the interview yesterday. So how did it make you feel when KT selected T1?
저희를
I feel
감히
like
골라가지고
I had
오늘 혼내주겠다는
made
생각으로
my
왔던 것
point
같습니다.
clear, but since they selected us regardless, I think we just showed up thinking that we're just going to teach you a lesson.
연일 대회를 해보니까 좀 장점이
So you guys were able to win back-to-back. So was there a
뭐
strength of having to play back-to-back matches?
관건이었던 것 같은데
I think it all really came down to how we manage our condition.
연이어서 대회하는
But I think we did a good job.
장점도 있다고 봅니다.
네. 1티어
Yeah, I do believe that there is a
자야,
strength for
카이사가
playing
오늘
back-to-back,
되니까
for sure.
오늘 원딜로 좀 다양한 챔피언들이 등장을
And we
했거든요.
saw that a
박정은
bunch of
뱀픽보드
tier 1
어떤
AD
식으로
carries like
준비를
Zaya
하셨을까요?
and Kaisa got banned. So
일단은 상대가
what was your approach in
제
today's
자야를
match?
배날 거라고 좀 예상을
for
했고요.
the draft?
그에 맞춰가지고
I think we
상대가
predicted that they were going
좋아하는
to ban
제리나
those
카이사 같은 거를
champions.
좀 위주로 밴하고 내려서 했을 때는
So we tried
챔피언 플레이
to
자신이
ban
있어가지고 그렇게
Zeri
준비했던
and
것 같습니다.
Kaisa, which is something that they like to play. and try to focus on our own strengths.
젠지나 하나생명일 텐데요. 혹시
So you'll be up against Genji or Hanwha Life Esports. Do you think? Who do you think you'll play against? Any predictions?
전통적으로 좀 강해가지고 또 맞붙게 되지 않을까
I feel like Genji has been traditionally pretty strong, so I feel like we might go up against them.
일단은
And any
승자전에
goals in the future
가가지고
then?
최종전과 대전이 이미 확정이 되어 있어가지고
네.
좀 부담 없이 잘할
Since
수
we
있을
have
것
already
같고 우승까지 할 수
secured
있도록 열심히 하겠습니다.
our spot in Daejeon. I think as long as we prepare for the upcoming match and set our eyes on the title, we're going to be in a good shape.
도장 깨기에 대한 기대감이 정말 많았거든요. 캐리아 선수는 경기를 앞두고 어떤 마음가짐을 갖고
T1 of
계셨을까요?
August is so incredible, and many people were looking forward to your guys' breakthrough. So, what mindset did you come to the stage with today?
하면서 도장 깨기 한번 해보고 싶다는 생각은 항상 있었는데 지금이 기회가 될 줄은 몰랐고.
I've always wanted to break my limits as a professional player.
네, 리엔즈 선수를 상대로
And I feel like this is a
서포트
perfect
대전을
opportunity to do that, so
대결
I will keep my
보니까
head up and
어떠셨나요?
keep trying hard.
이번 서머 때
And there was a lot of
리엔즈
attention on the
선수랑
support
굉장히
matchup, so how is laning against
잘한다고 생각해가지고
Leehan?
KT를 어떻게 하면 이길지
I've always
굉장히
thought that
많이
KT's really
고민했었고 되게
good,
노력을 많이 되게
and I've always
좀
pondered what I have to
많이
do to
좀
beat them.
분석을 해가지고 오늘 좀 좋은 결과 나왔던 것 같아서 좀
And
그래서
with the
더
complete
뿌듯합니다.
analysis of them, I think we were able to secure the win, and I'm really happy about that.
싶습니다. 마지막 5세트를 앞두고 실버 스크랩스가 나올 때 미소를 짓기도 하시고 또
So we had a silver scrapes today, and before game 5, we noticed that you were hugging Sky, your coach, and we saw that you were smiling. What kind of conversation did you guys have?
그리고 저희가 이제
Yeah, we were honestly here thinking, you know, I'm really happy that we overcame everything and made it to the final game to actually have a chance to win. So I think we just took it as like a fun opportunity. And what is your resolution for the next match in the winners bracket? I feel like we're on a good momentum, and I'm pretty confident as of now. I feel like what matters is that we maintain this momentum up to the finals, fighting. And Baker, as the team captain, would you like to send a message to all the fans who cheered you on today? So we're put in a position where we have to climb up from the bottom. And I hope that we are able to display good performance for you guys who have always supported us.
엄청난 선창과 함께 응원이 이렇게 쏟아졌습니다. 오늘 승리로 T1
What an
승자조에 오르게
incredible
되었고요.
crowd.
대전행을
Congratulations
확정하게
on
됐습니다.
the
오늘 승리
win,
다시 한번 축하드리고요.
and good luck in the
승자조
upper
경기에서도
bracket,
선전을 기원하겠습니다.
and also congratulations
T1
for your
선수분들께
spot
다시
in
한번 큰 박수
Daejeon.
부탁드리겠습니다.
And this will be the end of the interview with the players of T1, and back to the space.